Saskatchewan.
Yes.
My name is Daddy Pants, and I'm here with
Deathnella from Saskatchewan. And we're very much looking forward to this game today. It's been quite a break for us between bouts, but the girls are dressed in on their fresh greens, and they're ready to go.
And they look fantastic, by the way. Green looks good on them.
Really good out there on the track.
Team Michigan won their first game against, slipping my memory now, but they won their first game, and I think Saskatchewan, how did they do in their first game?
They lost to, now I'm blanking. Massachusetts, of course.
Yep.
That was a great game, though, for so many of these girls, because for a lot of them, this is their first time really playing together. We had a number of fresh skaters join. Practices can sometimes be as much as 6 hours away for some people. So there's a lot of dedication to the team, but of course not always so many opportunities to get together, especially before a bout like this kind of falls in the off season for many of us. So it's really exciting to be out here and playing.
Yeah, that's some amazing dedication from those skaters. Just 6 hours just to go to a practice. That's kind of that's amazing that they put that kind of dedication and effort into a sport that they love, and it shows. I mean, they're here at the Battle of the All-Stars participating, and yeah, going forward.
And we're the first Canadian team. So many of the girls are, wow, that's all they could kind of say. They didn't know how to really accept the fact that this is really a big moment for Canada, and so they're very happy to be here. And of course, we have people at home right now watching, and we know that. Apparently some of them have been messaging the folks here on the broadcast team. Bellicose Blonde, her daughter, Miss Scusi, she's a junior player out in Swift Current.
Nice.
And so she's definitely watching, and I know Mommy's really proud and really happy that that her daughter's watching.
That should be a great game between Team Michigan and Saskatchewan.
I know the
getting
team
underway here shortly.
The team had a chance to watch Michigan play against Maine. I believe it was Maine. Michigan and Maine. So it's kind of nice to maybe look at your competition ahead of time. We'll see how it goes.
And we're underway. Swift Justice is wearing the star from Team Michigan. She was the MVP of the first game.
Curb stomping Coleshaw starting off the jams here for Team Saskatchewan, as she did last bout as well, fighting through the pack.
Swift Justice around on her scoring pass, pushing against the wall of Saskatchewan.
And Curb finds that inside track as she does. Nice hole made by her teammates there, Melcree, Block Nest Monster, and Pterodactyl. No points picked up, though, for Saskatchewan. 5 for Michigan.
There's no punchline. That's just what happened. No. You guys look at me like, are you going to say something funny now? I don't know.
No, it could be your
coming out on the
bright neon bow
jam line for Team Michigan.
I have to say, I
is Ashtray, number 420.
Fashion choice today.
When I walked in, it was like the beacons are lit, Gondor calls for aid.
And jamming for Saskatchewan is Nikki Fury. She was the MVP of the last bout. I spoke with her after, and she said it was quite a surprising turn of events. She didn't really know what she was capable of until that amazing bout.
Yeah, it's always an honor to win an MVP. And as Ashtray comes around up through the middle, scores 5 points on a grand slam for Team Michigan.
Meanwhile, Fury's trying to work that line, keeps getting knocked out to the outside. Big hit against Bellicose Blonde there.
Jilly the Kid.
Oh, and unfortunately a cut track to Nikki Fury there. That gives Michigan a nice power jam in the second jam of the game. So a chance for Saskatchewan to get some defensive practice in here. And
here comes Ashtray around on her first pass with his power jam.
Getting caught up on Nemesis, but no pack called. Team Saskatchewan back to full power now with Holly Double Thumper back on the track.
Here's Michigan utilized divide and conquer tactics.
Ashtray just trying to go inside, then working her way outside. Not finding a whole lot of room until just now. Makes her way through right on the inside of the track.
Terralizer trying to slow her down there, though. And Nikki Fury gets through her initial trip through the pack with a nice, beautiful move on the inside line there.
That was a great athletic move.
Perhaps a few, or making that initial.
And Saskatchewan does end up scoreless, but at least Jammer was back on the track to end the jam, which is always nice. Get to start with a, you know, at full power the next round. One thing, though, that Michigan, right off the start, we can see doing quite well is cutting through any sort of wall Team Saskatchewan's trying to put up. And that's sort of where Saskatchewan had a bit of difficulty in the first bout as well.
Something they need a little work on, maybe to think about in future practices.
One of the greatest things about this tournament is the broadcast, and Team Saskatchewan already is just so looking forward to watching back the tape and having that opportunity, because as you know, roller derby isn't always broadcast, and it's really quite incredible that we have this opportunity to do this.
Great. Everybody's here for the broadcast teams, working really hard to make this happen, and appreciated by all the teams. I'm sure they'll be able to go back and watch this whenever they want.
707, it's the upside down LOL.
So why don't we introduce the teams while we wait here for this official review. I'll go through the Team Saskatchewan roster to start, and hopefully we'll get to Michigan this time. Number 1-5, Scott Free. Number 6-0, Gotham. Number 8-5, Abolisher. Number 3-5-5, Block Nest Monster. Number 3-3, Nikki Fury. Number 2-0-1, Curb Stompin' Coleshaw. Number 6, Makilia. Number 5-1-9, Melkery. Number 4-0, Nemesis. Number 2-1, Pterodactyl. Number 4-5-4, Holly Double Thumper. Number 4-7-6, Bellicose Blonde. Number 6-9, Terralizer. And coach number 9, Rocket Richard, who is the great niece of the NHL legend, Rocket Richard.
Such a fun fact. That is just great. It's like hockey night.
We'll introduce Michigan in the next break here. Want to make sure we get everyone's names out there. All right.
How many times did you just say officially?
Officially a lot.
Wow. Well,
Ringo Death Star out there. She's going to be helping LOL get out in front and be the lead jammer.
That was a nice little jump over Makilia's skates there to get that lead. Scott Free is trying to jam there, getting caught on the inside rather.
She's trying to get Scott Free up against Ringo Death Star, Javelin, and Sugar Pants.
This is Scott Free's first jam of the day. She didn't jam in the first bout. Ooh, gets knocked in there. Nice hip check, though, by Michigan. I didn't see the player there.
Number 91, Sugar Pants. LOL gets around again for another 5 points. Scott Free still working on that Michigan wall.
And she gets, almost gets through, but looks like she gets pushed just to the inside and has to go back there.
LOL actually made an apex jump there and hit the landing.
And she gets bumped out by the team of Melkery and Gotham. And she's going to the penalty box. Looks like a back block there.
Yep. This is going to be a great opportunity for Team Sask.
Yeah, and this is a great opportunity for Makilia. She was the pivot. She got the star pass.
Good.
Some fresh legs there.
Yep.
She got a couple leads in the first bout, but wasn't able to get any points. So hopefully this changes here.
So just as we were saying nice things
looks like there's a forearm call.
Forearm call on number 83. That would be Ringo Death Star.
Ringo Death Star for Michigan getting that forearm call. And Makilia finds the line on the outside, gets around there on that turn, picks up 5 points. That must feel pretty good. As I said, she got a couple leads in the last bout, but didn't clock any points.
But she did, and she's got him on the board now.
Exactly. What a way to start the second bout here. 2 more points for Team Saskatchewan. Meanwhile, Michigan picks up 3.
Ringo Death Star is going to be in the box for the start of this jam. Team Michigan, advantage Team Sask.
If you're just joining us later in the day here, with the abbreviated game times,
And that is a good reminder, actually, for folks at home. If you haven't joined us already today, this is a 30-minute game, okay? Normally, Derby's played in 2 halves of 30 minutes each, but this game is 30 minutes in and of itself, so there will be a quick break at the 15-minute mark, but don't go anywhere because it'll be so short, you don't want to blink and miss it. And with that as well, there's only 4 penalties allowed per skater for this game as opposed to the regular 7.
Yeah, you're right. That's a little bit shorter game, but it's moving things along pretty fast. We're getting through the round robins pretty quick.
There are 13 games, Daddy. That's
Yep,
huge. That's a
huge.
big day of Derby, so to do hour games as well would just be quite a bit.
Yeah, this is the new format for this tournament this year.
That must be new for Michigan because I take it this is their 3rd time at Battle of the All-Stars.
A tentative pack.
Jillian Ruckert.
Yeah, there's no speed right now on the track at all. They're trying to take that momentum away from Michigan. But you also don't want to get caught up and split the pack too simply.
Yeah, they had to move back.
Yeah, Abolisher, Melcree, and Block Nest Monster making things very difficult there.
Saskatchewan still fighting very hard. At the front of the pack, one more.
Oh, and Abolisher taking a little bit of a hit. I think she was surprised.
Yeah.
She's known for giving really sweet hits, really.
United pushing Jammer all the way back.
Oh. And
There's,
curb stomping Coleshaw getting caught up and does the star pass to Block Nest Monster. However, Block Nest is now at the back of the pack and has to fight her way through.
As Jillian's making her way through again. Comes up against that Saskatchewan wall.
Block Nest Monster trying to do her best there to find the hole in the,
There's another 5
line
points.
there.
It's 28-point jam so far for Jillian Ruckert in Team Michigan.
So the score right now, Michigan 76, Saskatchewan 7. And look at that, it's handy and available right on your screen as well.
Ashtray going to be putting on the start for the 2nd time for Michigan. She's going up against Nikki Fury. Saskatchewan.
See Ashtray out there again for Team Michigan.
And Nikki Fury up for her 2nd gem of the game. Bellicose Blonde is the pivot for Saskatchewan, and she was used many times in the last bout. That might start happening again soon if that point gap continues to increase.
Ashtray's got working against 2 blockers from Saskatchewan.
Terralizer with a hit, trying.
Doing a good job of bridging. She's got one to beat on the outside, number 45.
Holly Double Thumper.
Holly Double Thumper.
What a great name. That is inspired by her love of cars, because there's a Holly Double Pumper.
Yep. That'd be a carburetor.
And Terralizer dragging back
Ashtray.
Ashtray.
Ashtray had to go all the way back almost to the starting line.
And what did I say? Bellicose Blonde being used this bout as the pivot.
So Javelin.
Bellicose Blonde trying to, I guess, suggest a call, but now she's back at it.
She was trying to communicate something to one of the players, I think.
Whatever it was, it worked. Terralizer opening up a nice inside lane for her to go through. And then now Terralizer is holding up Michigan, but all those efforts does leave Saskatchewan scoreless that jam.
Michigan picking up 13 points on that jam. Ashtray's been doing a good job for them.
One of the things about teams like this, so as I mentioned, there's people who travel all across the province to come to practices, but it's getting used to each other's communication.
Sure.
And we saw that, Bellicose Blonde trying to talk. I believe she was trying to actually talk to an official there, but even just amongst teammates, you got to find your style and your rhythm, and that's what a lot of bouts do, is it finds that rhythm there.
Yep. Can solidify the communication between teams. And that's Swift Justice out front. She's going to be your lead jammer again once again for Team Michigan.
And Block Nest Monster and Gotham find each other to try to hold up Swift Justice. At least slows her down a bit.
Points for Michigan.
Able to make it around on the outside, and then she picks up another 5 points.
And Michaelia skates around the outside, gets right by.
Michaelia around on her scoring pass.
But of course she gets robbed of points because why would you just give them away for free?
Well,
Come on.
Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Swift Justice just decided not to do it, not to let that happen this time.
Nope.
So look, we got the formidable wall once again of Smacks, Javelin, Ringo Death Star, and Sugar Pants.
And on for Team Saskatchewan, Holly double thumper. And see, now I want to say double pumper. Double thumper, Bellicose Blonde, Nemesis, and Terralizer.
One to the inside, one to the outside. Now look at that.
It looks like LOL on the outside. She's able to pick up lead jam once again.
You can't even give her a centimeter, or
Nope,
do you guys
you
say
can't.
inch here in America?
You
what do you, a yard?
can use centimeters.
I don't know.
You can
I'm getting
use kilometers.
Yeah, that's how we gauge distance here on the track.
And you see that great block by Terralizer. And just as you
That was a great block by Terralizer. She's been really effective in knocking them out on the outside line and dragging them back. But it's so
Hello,
tough.
Hal.
Oh,
That
so
toe, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I thought that she stepped out.
Thank goodness that happened right in front of us,
And
Daddy.
she
because
did.
that would have been really difficult to see. So that does create a power jam situation for Nikki Fury and Team Saskatchewan. So hopefully they can take advantage of this.
LOL's got some fast-moving feet. It's hard to
Nikki
spot.
Fury getting by.
She's got a power jam. Initial pass just to be her scoring pass. As LOL is standing in the box.
And unfortunately, she gets dragged back.
Sugar Pants smacks.
That is a formidable
Ringo
wall.
Death Star.
Oh, and she tries to do the pass to Nemesis, but unfortunately, Nemesis does get knocked out to the outside as well.
These are probably some of the best communicators on the track for Team Michigan, too.
You can hear it.
Yep.
Well, from where we're sitting, you can hear it loud and clear. Very effective. Nemesis did successfully come through that pack. Picked up 5 points for Team
5
Saskatchewan.
points.
We should just call that a sass pass.
And the in-house announcers here just said we should call that a Sask pass. I like that. Let's just change the names of roller derby to suit our Canadian needs. Why not?
We could change the measurements, too, I suppose.
Yes.
Millimeters, centimeters, meters.
They're way more fun than American names. Winnipeg. You win something. What do you win a peg?
You know, it's interesting. The United States is the only one that uses inches and yards.
Yeah.
And we have some
You guys are so strange.
Yeah, we are.
A lot of the women on our team have been here many times. States is just another place to come and visit and check out. We do, though, have two skaters, rather. This is their first time in the States. That's Abolisher
great.
and Gotham, so that's really
Yeah,
exciting
that's
for them.
awesome.
And they get to just spend it doing derby, so
Yep.
they're pretty happy.
Well, hopefully they'll get to see some things while they're here, too. Oh, look at that. Somebody's
There
out
we
front.
go. Curb stomping Coleshaw gets her first lead of the bout. Melcree holding up the jammer, trying to run her back. No pass, no penalty there for Michigan.
everyone says coleslaw instead of Coleshaw.
It's Jillian Ruckert jamming for Team Michigan. Oh, and number 355. That's Block Ness Monster. Gets a hip out there for Jillian.
Yeah, cannot effectively apex jump and doesn't get any points, but Team Saskatchewan picks up 2.
Yeah, good.
Block Ness is known for that booty, and that's exactly what she gave right there, is that nice hip check. I know a couple of us, myself included, have come up against that.
I'm right. That's a great side dish. I'll take
It'll leave you with nightmares.
Okay, you can have your mayonnaise. Thank you.
Full complement of skaters on the track.
All right, and Michaelia is jamming for Team Saskatchewan. She's normally a blocker, so for her, it gives her a little bit of anxiety being out there as a
Yeah.
jammer. She told me this is not her comfort zone, but she's been doing really well, trying out this new position and being effective.
And Ashtray's out in front, lead jam for Team Michigan. And, well, Ringo Death Star and Sugar Pants don't like to jam either. You know, Ringo is not real comfortable with it, and neither is Sugar Pants. Almost refusing to do it. But when they're asked, they will do it.
Exactly, and I think sometimes the hesitancy is just, you know, what if you're actually good at it? Then you
Yeah,
have to do it
I
all
know.
the time.
I think
Yeah.
both of them would be very good at it. But
Ashtray has been just phenomenal so far. Gets dragged back, though, by Abolisher there.
Abolisher, that was a big hit by Abolisher. Then she gets recycled all the way back behind the pack. Has to work her way around again, but doesn't find too much resistance around the outside. She's able to pick up 4 more points, actually 5 more points.
And Michaelia, unfortunately, doesn't get points that round either, that jam. Yeah, oh, and that is the halftime, and as we mentioned before, it's going to be very short, just a chance for the referees to switch out the colors. You know what, we didn't get a chance to talk about the Michigan roster, so Daddy, go ahead.
So here's the Team Michigan roster. Number 8, Jillian Ruckard. Number 10, Swift Justice. Number 121, Price. Number 187, Slamlet. Number 24, Jadzia Smacks. Number 33, Javelin. Number 38, Tigo Hitties. Number 40, Janai. Number 420, Ashtray. Number 707, L.O. Hell. Number 83, Ringo Death Star. Number 878, Jilly the Kid. And number 91, Sugar Pants, with the coaches being Candy, AK 40 ounce, and Emma Pistol. AK 40 ounce has been the coach of Team Michigan since its inception in 2007.
And you were telling me that story. It's quite amazing how they were created for a very specific bout, and then they just stuck around.
Yep, and then they just decided to start practicing together, and the team grew and grew from there, and they got members from teams all over the state. A lot of them are from Detroit, Ann Arbor. There's a few from Grand Rapids, but yeah, it's a great team. AK does a great job keeping them together and making sure that they practice on a regular basis.
That's fantastic.
And here we are back to the game.
Curb Stomp and Colshaw kicking off this half for Saskatchewan, getting by.
He's out free.
And there's a big change of speed here. Lots of movement. Things are going real fast. Block Nest Monster having hardly any time to slow down.
Jillian was kind of spreading them out there a little bit, but I think she was Team Sask picked up some points on that, I think.
I don't see that.
Nope. For Michigan, none for Saskatchewan.
And you were saying where your skaters are from. In Saskatchewan, we have players from the Gaplin Roller Derby League, the Saskatoon Roller Derby League, Weyburn Roller Derby League, and Pile of Bones Roller Derby. And Pile of Bones is a very fascinating name because that was the name of the city of Regina before it became the city of Regina. And it's because of all the buffalo bones that ended up on the edge of Wascana Lake.
Interesting.
They took the old name of the city and made it.
They did some buffalo hunting back in the day there.
Back in the day, yeah.
Big
hit by Bellicose Blonde. Oh, goodness, I yelled there. That was so exciting.
That was exciting. I don't blame you. That was very exciting.
Sorry to folks at home, but unless you're also screaming, because that was pretty great.
Ashtray, yeah, that was a big hit. And she just delivered another big hit on Force. Ashtray delivering another big hit on Bellicose Blonde.
Meanwhile, Nikki Fury fighting in the back, manages to get by, though, finding that inside line from her team. About a half lap distance behind. And that forces her to call. Oh, I believe that there has been an injury. Stop and play. But it looks good. So that was Holly double thumper.
Up on her own power.
Yep. In fact, she was hardly down. She got up and shook her head, so I don't think that was an injury. Of course, in roller derby, we take safety very, very important, and we do have medical crews on staff anytime we have a bout. So
yeah, there's EMTs on staff here to make sure that people are safe,
who have been skating for a few years.
And to test people for head injuries and to make sure that they're not injured. Or if they are, that they get the help that they need.
And I understand that Michigan has already faced a little bit of that today.
Yes, yeah, one of their players, Lindsay Blohan, injured in the first game, and she didn't make it to this game. I don't know if she'll be back the rest of the weekend or not, but it's a head injury, so they take those kind of seriously in WISA, and she's filled out a report.
Well, we wish her the best. I know Team Saskatchewan wants to send their thoughts to her, too, because nobody wants to hear that. Skater safety is so important.
Yep, you only have one brain. And Swift Justice is out in front again, lead jam.
Michigan has been so effective just busting up Team Saskatchewan's line right off the hop.
Now back inside the pack, trying to get past.
Although there is a penalty called on number 40 from Michigan, which is Janai.
And a grand slam for Michigan and Swift Justice.
Michaelia still trying to fight her way through. Scott Free making a nice hole there, and she gets by on her initial trip through the pack.
one of the blockers for Michigan. So pack advantage currently.
Swift Justice giving a little jump on the inside to make it around the apex. Picking up 4 more points.
And Michaelia once again fighting through. And this second half of the abbreviated game always goes by so fast.
Yes.
So we're already in the 12-minute mark here.
I find it hard that the skaters would even be warmed up after 30 minutes of play, or just maybe they're just getting warmed up after 30 minutes of play.
And Team Saskatchewan's been at the venue all day since their first game this morning. So it's a lot of trying to keep your mental game going strong. I think it worked for Curb, though. Look at that. Curb, stomping Colshaw, gets her second lead of the bout. And that was a nice sweeping hit by Pterodactyl. I didn't even get a chance to really see that. But the one thing about Tara that is so amazing is this is really her first year of roller derby. And she strapped on skates for the first time in fresh meat last May, I believe. So for her to be here, this has just been such a journey for her. And she's played already about 20 games or so.
Yeah,
Second tournament.
That's a great story. That's a great story, and something that you could, promote the team with even. Kind of market that.
She's one of those skaters who got involved with derby and then got involved with all of it. That just absorbed it. It was like, I can imagine her probably putting on some sort of derby podcast and falling asleep to it, like by osmosis. I don't know if she does that, but that's what I mean. Like that's how much she just soaked it all in so quickly.
Yeah, that's great. That is a wonderful story. Looks like we got Jolene Rookard back out there for Team Michigan. She's going to be the lead jammer.
And Team Saskatchewan trying to help out Nikki Fury there, who's just having a harder time this bout.
Jillian making it through again for 5 more points.
And a bit of a pile of blockers there on Nikki Fury, but she's okay. She's back on her skates. Meanwhile, Bali, Bellicose, and Terralizer are trying to keep that Michigan jammer back, but gosh, she's fast. Wow.
She does a 180, skates backwards on the outside, and she's gone. She is a very fast skater.
Fast and then doesn't need to slow down. She just speeds up, in fact, going right into Terralizer with great control, but a lot of speed.
And she's strong, too.
Bali trying to chase her down, but can't really do that.
You're making Jim Harbaugh proud.
Nikki Fury still having some difficulty, but it looks like she gets a cut track penalty.
Yep.
And she's off to the box. It's a little bit of a break, though, because, man, she was up against that wall for a while.
That is a testament to the wall of that group
so
right there.
Fast, yeah.
That's
Oh, it looked like Michigan was trying to goat Bellicose blonde, but she's having none of it. Now she's and gets knocked over by that jammer.
Price Slamlet. What an amazing team, Janai.
Yep, they are goading Team Saskatchewan. That is happening right now. Nemesis now getting caught up in the back. Because when you don't have a green jammer to do that to, might as well just do it to the players.
Jilly, the kids out there too?
I say that with love. They can handle that.
I don't think you're supposed to say that into a microphone.
Nikki Fury really pushing through.
Sass jammer back in, but they are having Jillian. She has to recycle back behind the pack. They were able to get her out.
That is true.
So on the line here for Team Saskatchewan, we have Blockness, Monster, Melkery, Scott Free, and Gotham. Not on the line, rather on the track. They're the blockers. Curb, Stomp, and Colshaw will be going in that. There is an official review called, though, by Coach Rocket Richard.
I love that story, too. That is just the great niece of Rocket Richard.
And that's
her
why
last name Richard?
Yes.
Oh, man, that's great.
And that's why she took the name. But that's also why at first I didn't actually make the connection. I thought, well, it's just a really great name. It's a play on her last name. But nope, actually related. And she's really modest about it, too. I had to kind of dig it out of her a little bit. And right now, the in-house announcer is trying to get the fans, pumped up. But there's not as many fans right now because it's been a full day of roller derby, and it's going to start again tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time here, Maryland versus West Virginia.
It's been a long day. It's been a long day. I've been here since, what time did you get here?
I got here
7:30.
for...
I got here 7:30.
Yeah, okay, you beat me here. I got here at about 10. We have one more game after this, of course. Game 13 coming up. Virginia versus Louisiana. Will be on the feed, of course.
I know.
Team Michigan didn't get here till about 1.
Last night?
No,
Oh.
we got in, the group that I came in with didn't get here until midnight last night.
Wow.
But they didn't get to the venue today,
to the venue.
so they got to lay in
so
bed all day.
yeah, lucky ducks. I'm sure that's exactly what they were doing. Well, on the track right now, like I said, we have Scott Free, and I'd like to talk about her a little bit. She has 2 children who play roller derby, and one of them is Scott and Candy. The other one is Scott Red-Handed. So Scott is obviously the family name and incorporated in. It's quite neat.
That's
They're a big
great.
derby family, and she is the coach of the Gatlin Smashers, who I believe is also watching right now, and they are sitting at 12th in the JRDL, and they're really excited. They went to champs for the first time last year. It was their first year ever competing, and they went to champs.
Good to hear that derby's taken off so well in Canada. And there's so many dedicated players just willing to do what they can in order to play.
And Curb, Stump, and Golshaw uses her signature move, that beautiful one-footed transition on the skate to get around the outside. We'll see if it works again this time. She's so strong. She's able to push those blockers away. But they're effective in trying to slow her down because they know that's where her power's coming from.
Yeah, and she's going up against 4 of the best right now. Ringo Destar she thinks the game so well. She's so smart, and she's such a good communicator.
And as we said, communication is just as deadly, really, in roller derby if you're able to get together. Scott Free, though, trying to help out Curb, but Curb is able to find another way around.
Like Loch Ness Monsters headed to the penalty box, the pivot.
Curb picks up 4 points, though, for that effort. Which was actually pretty great because she was able to just skirt around the hips of those opposing players and call it off without even having to pass the foremost blocker to finish her trip through the pack there.
From the opposing team.
All right, and once again we see the line of Abolisher, Melcree, and Pterodactyl. Melcree's a really fascinating skater as well because she lives on a border city between Saskatchewan and Alberta, and so she's often playing in leagues on both because she just wants to play as much derby as she can. So she's someone who's put on a lot of mileage on her car, driving every which way because she just wants to play as much derby as she can.
There's Swift Justice going up against the 2 blockers out there for Saskatchewan.
5 points and a grand slam for Michigan.
It looks though like Melcree got a multiplayer call. Unfortunately, Bali was very, very clear that she wasn't holding on. Michaelia fighting through. Loch Ness Monster back from the penalty box, trying to clear away from Michaelia. Works a little bit. Oh, but it looks like she may have cleared the way for Swift Justice, although...
Oh, that was a good job.
That was.
Yeah, that
Abolisher.
was a great block by Abolisher. Pushed Swift Justice out, had to force her back and recycle behind the pack.
And Loch Ness Monster trying to stop Swift Justice on the inside line there, but... Man, Swift Justice, she's fast.
Yeah, that's the reason she got the MVP in the first game. She held the team together at the beginning of that game. And it looks like Janai's headed to the penalty box for Team Michigan.
And meanwhile, Saskatchewan's done a star pass. For those at home watching who may not know what that is, it's when the jammer transfers the position or the power of jammer to the pivot.
The pivot.
She's the only other skater on the track who you can do that for.
And this is going to be a power jam for Team Saskatchewan.
That's right, Loch Ness Monster.
Swift Justice just got a not sure penalty. I'm not sure what the call was, but she's in the penalty box.
And she executes an apex jump and stays in bounds. That's 5 points. That is so exciting.
She sticks the landing.
Loch Ness Monster always blocks, as hence the name. So when she gets a chance to jam, man, it's great. Look at that. That is so exciting. I don't know if you can tell, Daddy. I'm excited.
You're very excited, and that's great. I love the enthusiasm. It's probably the same enthusiasm all of those players have.
Well, and I know Block Nest Monsters Home League, the Saskatchewan Roller Derby League, they're watching right now, and I'm sure, I don't think they're ever going to let that moment die, so that might become a meme we share amongst ourselves.
Sure. And they have been able to keep the gap closer than a lot of the other games today, so that's a good sign of that.
Full complement of skaters on the track as we start this jam.
Scot-free trying,
LOL gets around scot-free, and she's scot-free for the lead jam position.
LOL, I've really enjoyed her style of jamming. She's got a signature style.
Yeah, we've played, Grand Raggedy plays Ann Arbor often, and LOL is always, he's difficult to deal with.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah.
Always handy to have a player like that, though, on a state team. Then you get to play together.
Yeah.
She is getting caught up, though, on Scot-free. Some great blocking work there with Scot-free and Bellicose Blonde. Penalty was called. Oh, my fault, rather. That was a multiplayer call. So what I couldn't see, unfortunately, was that link that was being created there.
10 points already for LOL.
So it seems like they're kind of sticking with the same lines Team Michigan is anyways for defense.
And Team Saskatchewan as well, yeah.
Yeah, I guess why change what's working?
And of course the difficulty is when you are behind in the score, you don't want to be giving up players to the penalty box.
And 5 more points for LOL.
And of course, for this abbreviated game, there's only 3.5 minutes left, less than 3.5 minutes left. There's only a maximum of 4 penalties allowed per skater.
Yep. And that'll happen for probably most of the day tomorrow. We won't move into the 40-minute games until later in the evening when they start doing elimination games. But so it's kind of the same format tomorrow if you tune in. Remember, at halftime, it's only about 30 seconds, so don't go away. One more game tonight.
And Scot-free gets sent to the penalty box there for a cut the track penalty. And that's where she'll be starting the next jam.
So Michigan's 2:23, Team Sass 33 with about 2 minutes 30 seconds left in this game.
Was our Team Sass jammer. I do believe a certain number of penalties that would be 4 were accrued. So we do not have that particular jammer for the duration of that last jam. Heading into our next, let's see, who do we have here? That would be 21, Pterodactyl.
And this will be Pterodactyl's first turn at jamming this day, really. And unfortunately, starting off with the penalty box.
And that
got a low block.
Jillian and Team Michigan on a power jam. And that spin move that she did around here, Jillian did just now to get around the pack was pretty amazing.
We've got some first-time Team Sask players, Lady Gotham, or Gotham rather now. She's very fresh to the team. Michaelia, this is also her first year.
Okay. And they're out there against
actually all 3 of those blockers, except Scot-free, who's now joined the pack again. It's their first year on the team.
Pass 1, pass 2, pass 3.
Yeah, they're out there against probably one of the best jammers in the state of Michigan.
The 5 days of Derby.
This is really great experience for Terror to jam against such a formidable line.
Yep.
To feel that power for real. And she finds her feet, though, and makes it through, gets that initial trip through the pack. And now she's just trying to chase her down. And she's smiling.
That's great. I love the smile.
Yeah. She always jokes, look at that. And she actually picks up points. That's fantastic. 4 points. I know that was one of her goals. That's why I'm excited. One of her goals here was to score those points as a jammer, and that's so exciting to see.
Sass, how about you? Sass, yes, she do.
Both of them, jammer on.
Oh,
and a little bit of a hit to the inside there.
And Jillian picked up a penalty on that hit.
And see how quickly things turn in roller derby. One person gets a power jam, another person gets a power jam.
Yep, later on during this tournament, you're going to see a lot of that when teams are a little bit more evenly matched. Mistakes like that can cost you.
Look at that Pterodactyl picking up 5 points for her efforts there. what a successful first jam of the day, of the bout.
Amazing.
Yeah, she went to the penalty box. So what? I'm going to pick up 9 points.
Yep, just came back, got 9 points on that jam.
I love the name
Love
as
it.
well. So pterodactyl comes from her love of dinosaurs, but also the fact that apparently when she jams, she makes weird bird sounds, and so it was akin to a pterodactyl. And wow, look at that. The game is done. That was so quick.
Done. That's it.
Look at that.
30 minutes went by pretty quick. Team Michigan is going to take this victory. Score 247 unofficial at this point for Michigan, Saskatchewan 42.
But what a nice last bout for Team Saskatchewan, having Terror jam that round and pick up those points.
So who are we talking MVP now?
Highest scoring jam for Team Saskatchewan just then.
Welcome back to Battle of the All-Stars. I am joined by the MVP for Team Saskatchewan, Bellicose Blonde. It was so great watching you out there. First of all, though, for those back at home watching right now, I believe your kids are watching.
I'd like to say hi to my daughter, Ella, and my husband, Dean, who's actually our coach who can't be here right now. Love you guys.
And, of course, your daughter, Miss Guzzi, right?
Miss Guzzi, yes.
She's a derby player. So what does it mean for her to see Mom be out here representing Team Saskatchewan and really Canada for the first time here at Battle of the All-Stars?
I just hope that I'm a great role model for her and that she, no matter what it is she loves to do, whether it's roller derby or something else, that she, follows her dreams, works really hard, and she can do things that are cool like this.
Now, of course, you got the MVP. You did some phenomenal blocking work out there against a really formidable team. Michigan put up a big, fierce fight. Let's talk about your favorite part. I'm going to let you lead into it, that hit on the jam.
We were struggling a little bit, and I kind of sat back and thought, you know what, one thing I haven't done is try to actually hit. I'm blocking, and it was basically I was last line of defense, and so I decided, hey, I'm just going to go for the hit, and I came in low, and I knocked her down and was able to drag her back, so it was awesome, a great feeling.
What a great feeling. And now I'm going to finish this off with my question of the day. You've met so many people here already. You want to share some highlights about the teams you've met and some of the people you've mingled with today?
It's almost like a blur. Today's such a big day, but I think it was really fun this morning. The team decided we wanted to get a group picture, so one of the girls said, hey, let's just ask that lady over there to take a picture. And it was Misty Maven. So, so she took a picture of the team, but then we invited her. We knew who she actually was, and we invited her to sit in, and we got a picture with her. And then we also got a picture with V-Diva. Of course, Braun Swanson's here, and there's so many other people. I haven't had a chance to meet yet. Really great. And and then Massachusetts and Michigan playing them today were great, and Maine tomorrow. So. Yeah.
So much to look forward to. Thank you, Bellicose Blonde, and congratulations on your MVP. I'm Dethnella with Team Saskatchewan. We'll be right back with the MVP for Michigan.
Good evening and welcome back to the Battle of the All-Stars 2018. And I'm here with Ringo Death Star. My name is Daddy Pants. A couple of questions for Ringo Death Star. Have you ever won the MVP award before?
Not here. This is my first Battle of the All-Stars, but I have won MVP at other places. So it was really nice to win it here. I felt really good about it.
Yeah, it's quite an honor to win MVP here at the Battle of the All-Stars. So you had a great wall out there. With Sugar Pants, and it looked like Javelin was out there with you quite a bit too. You did get a couple of penalties though. What would you do differently to change those penalties?
I think sometimes you just got to bring it in, play a little bit more conservatively, trust your teammates a little bit. We get an opportunity to play with some really great people I don't normally get to play with from Detroit, Ann Arbor, Flint, and I think I just got to trust them a little bit more because they're really awesome and I'm having a great time skating with them.
Yeah, and you're doing a great job, too. Team Michigan's doing a great job. And I think the blocking out there and the defense that you guys have put up really benefits the team. Your communication is just outstanding. Is there anything that you guys could communicate better?
I think as long as you keep talking, keep it calm, I think that's really essential to making it really effective on the track. And so it's not frantic. I feel like when you start getting crazy in your voice, sometimes it transfers over into your movements.
I would agree. Staying calm is always the key to making things happen. Speaking of making things happen, so what do you do in the off season for your workout?
Well, I try to continue to skate as much as I can. I do pick up scrimmages. I did one with Bass City in Michigan over break. I also have the opportunity to skate with the speed skating group in Grand Rapids, and that's way beneficial to my skating. Really great endurance. And then I always try to lift weights too regularly.
Very good. Well, thank you, Ringo Death Star, and congratulations. And I think you guys will do great this weekend, so good luck. And I'll be here all weekend, too. So we'll see you tomorrow. My name's Daddy Pants.